So we are back with another episode of A Peek Behind the Lines, and today I am joined by Sebastian from Simple Plan. Seb, thank you for hanging out today, and welcome back to Australia.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us so soon. It has been, I think, like almost a year to the month that we've been here, 2024. So thanks for having us back.
Well, you are, of course, back down under. Last year was a headliner. This time you are touring nationally with the Offspring, but you're also throwing in a special headline show in Sydney on May 10th as well. But first things first, hasn't been that long as you said, but how does it feel to be back in Australia?
It's always good. Like we love it here. It's sort of like Canada 2.0. Like people are just as nice, if not slightly nicer. The weather is beautiful. You have beaches, which is something we don't really have. Everything's cleaner. I mean, we enjoy it here. Like it's just similar vibe, but very far away from home.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm glad it feels a little bit like home to cure some of the homesickness being on the other side of the world. But there is so much love down under for Simple Plan. Like the majority of these 2025 shows are sold out with the Offspring, obviously. But you guys seem to be fluent in selling out huge rooms over here. Most recently, as we touched on, your entirely sold out headline run in April last year. You keep coming back for festivals, headliners, and support. So clearly there's some mutual love going on. But what do you love most about Australian crowds? I know you said you like Australian people, but what is it about Australian crowds that you love the most?
Oh, well, I would say they're very loyal. I think we've been coming here since 2002. Some of the very old M1 festivals that we did back then when we were completely unknown. And then our fans that discovered us back then, and anybody that's come into the Simple Plan family since has stuck around, like we see faces at the show that we've been seeing for years and years. And I think there's like a cool rowdiness as well, like people aren't afraid of a mosh pit and people aren't afraid to just sing along to the ballads as well. Like it's just a good time as soon as we hit the stage.
Yeah, it's really awesome too because I've seen you guys a few times now since you've been here. Sadly, was not at the 2002 show because I was not allowed to leave the house at that point in time. But seeing the multi-generational appeal as well, like you've obviously got your longtime diehard fans, but then you can see that people have brought children and people are growing up and reintroducing and having this wave. It is such a special thing to see. Like, are you noticing this reflection in the crowd as you look out?
Well, we see it all, like we see people that have been fans for a long time that now bring their kids to the shows, which is absolutely phenomenal. We see people that maybe just discovered this band couple of years ago. Maybe they saw a song on social media, I'm just a kid challenged. It's very good for us, which is completely not of our doing at all. It just kind of happened, and it was really really fun for us in that regard. Some people are just finding out about us now, and they don't know if it's an old song or a new song. They just like it. Some people have been fans for a bit. Maybe they were too young when a certain album came out, and now they can buy tickets and go to a show. So like there's really a little bit of everything, and there's a lot of love there, and we do see a lot of fans that have been sort of fans for a long time and are seeing us like this time around, maybe last year for the first time, which is like, oh my God, we come here all the time. Like, I know, but this is the first time I get to come to the show. And it's it makes every night special for us.
That's beautiful. And coming back to obviously the current point in time, you are touring with the Offspring. Simple Plan and the Offspring are no strangers to one another, but can you capture the moment that you personally first heard the Offspring? Like, how far back are we going for you when you got into this band?
We're going back to 94. I was 13 years old and Self-Esteem came on TV and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then my brother was a musician. He's a piano player, but he knew like two or three chords on guitar. And he's like, oh, this song wouldn't be that complicated to play if you wanted me to show you. And right then and there, I picked up the guitar. And then I kept watching them and I watched other bands, Green Day on TV, and I tried to learn guitar that way. But Smash by the Offspring was the first CD I ever bought. Like actual physical CD, the squares that you used to get at the stores. So I got that, and big fan. Obviously, they're amazing guys. Their crew, everybody's nice, and it's such a great vibe on tour with them. And we did Canada and America with them. Now we just got back from Japan, doing Australia right now, Europe in the fall. I think we would have gone around the world with the Offspring over the course of like 2-3 years, and it's a great honor to be included in the Offspring family, and their fans are awesome. We got on stage every night and have a good time, so all of that combined makes us very happy.
That's a pretty incredible thing when you look back to yourself in 1994. Like both of you are now with such enduring legacies and touring the globe. Like I can't think of anything more poetic. It's a pinch me. Well, for me, it would be a pinch me moment. I feel like it would be the same for yourself back in those 90s days.
100%. Well, it's funny because like we've hung out backstage a little bit. We've been crossing paths for the past few years, and it was at the beginning of this Australian tour that we finally all had dinner together. And right then and there, I texted one of my friends from high school that I hadn't spoken to the guy in like at least 12 years, and I texted him like, by the way, I had dinner with the Offspring. It was pretty awesome. And he's like, "Oh my God," so it's pretty sweet.
That's incredible. Well, another thing that you're gifting to fans, as I mentioned at the start, was that you're spoiling us with a headline show in Sydney this Saturday. We are currently talking ahead of this show, but we already kind of know somewhat what to expect. You guys will be performing, still not getting any in full as part of its 20th/21st anniversary celebrations. And that's not even what is the only special thing. Like, this will actually be the first time you've ever done anything like this in the world. What sparked the idea to tick off this milestone for Australia?
Ah, man, I wish it was a beautiful, special story, but really it was just, there was one too many days off. We're just like, we should play a show. And then it was like, well, maybe not a headliner, maybe something just a little more special than that. Like, I don't know, we could play that whole album. It's like most of the songs are already, because, okay, here's the thing. I have to backtrack. There was no time for rehearsals. So trying to come up with some beautiful, crazier, more elaborate theme for a show was impossible. And then we realized, like, okay, out of the 11 songs on this album, we actively play 8 of them. So really, we just have to kind of go over 3. That works. So we've been practicing those 3 songs. We've actually added one to the Offspring set because it's such a fun song to play. So yeah, so we're doing that top to bottom, second album. Never done it. Should be awesome. It's a great album. My favorite, I think. And so looking forward to that very much.
Yeah. Well, it's efficient, but it's entertaining. I think that's a really good way to make that decision. So well
Oh,
done.
it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have such a great time, and like just practicing the song, and like there's no set list to come up with. We're just gonna play the song, but like just
Yeah.
like seeing all those songs back to back again, it's like, oh my God, this feels so good. It's gonna be great.
Yay. Well, it's a very special thing for us fans to look forward to, especially in Sydney. And all of this already seems too good to be true in 2025 with Simple Plan. But in classic fashion, you are one of the hardest working bands in the biz. This week, you will also be featuring on a brand new single, Young and Dumb, with none other than Avril Lavigne, a
I
match made in
know.
Canadian rock and roll heaven. Genuine feel good anthem. And you're both, of course, about to team up on Avril's greatest hits tour later this month, reuniting on the road after 2 decades, I believe, since you first ever teamed up for a tour. What sparked the idea for this Young and Dumb collab?
It was great. We're all backstage because we were main support for Avril last summer as well, and we're all backstage at some point. And then I think she just said, "Hey, we should have a song together." And then we're like, "Yep, good idea." So it took many, many months before we actually made it happen. But so we just so we went in the studio earlier this year, and then this song came out, and it's really cool, and she sounds awesome on it, and it really is a song about back in the day, right? About 20
Mhm.
years ago when we first met and hung out and being on the tour bus and just having a good time. So it's looking forward for everybody to hear it. I think that's in Australia time. That's tomorrow.
Yes.
And which happens to be Pierre's birthday, May 9th.
Oh.
But then also it's just good because I don't think we've released any music since 2022. So it's and I'm sure a lot of fans are like, finally, like an Avril and Simple Plan song. Like there's so many things happening at the same time,
Yeah.
and so many feelings to be had, and we're just really looking forward to people hearing it.
I love it. And a lot of bucket lists ticked for fans and the band too, simultaneously, it feels. And yeah, the nostalgia is real, but it feels really, really fresh and fun too. So it's a perfect meeting of everything that I love in music anyway.
Amazing.
Well, lastly, today for a two-pronged Australian closing question, given you are currently in Australia. Firstly, Vegemite, yes or no? And secondly, have you learned how to do an Australian accent by this point, and would you be willing to demonstrate it?
Oh, Vegemite. That's gonna be a no for me. Don't love it. I think it's a acquired taste, and I don't care to spend the time to acquire it. Um,
Very diplomatic. I
and
like it.
Australian accent. I mean, no. I think we try to fake that we can, and we can't. Therefore, I will not insult you and or make a fool of myself. But Pierre finds it impossible to not say "Welcome to my life" when he's on stage. He has to say it that way, and I agree with that 100%.
Yes, I think that definitely counts on another diplomatic answer. I love it. Well, I know you've got a couple more shows still to go. You've got your headliner show, but we are so excited that Simple Plan are continuing their Australian domination in 2025. Thank you for your time today, Seb, and have the best trip. And we hope that it won't be too long till you come back.
Yes, same here, and thanks for having me.